This is your midday market review for Thursday, September 7th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka The Trading Agent, and this is your daily market midday review for Thursday, September 7th, 2023. A lot of you guys know I will not be able to do a recap tonight, so I just want to do some quick thoughts and review the market real quick midday, just to show everyone what's going on, where we're at, and to keep you updated on how to anticipate what's to come and what are we expecting within the markets. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. I appreciate all of the insights and folks getting involved. Again, trading is not a zero-sum game. Opinions aren't all or nothing, right or wrong completely all the time, and it's just good to talk about it and see where you're at, what we can do to help. Again, if you ever need anything, please reach out. Calendly link, even if you're not a part of the Discord room. Also, check out the YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Hit us up on thetradingagent.com. Back to Basics series for more beginner to advanced in that order. And hit up the Marcus account. I'm telling you, 5.3% yield is phenomenal right now. All right, Feds are stuck with a pickle. Until oil, gas, commodities really start dumping, they have to be talking out of their mouth from both sides, talking hawkish and dovish so that the market doesn't freak out. Let's go deeper. Dip Bitcoin, nothing. Oil. Now, again, I don't know if oil got a little extra bump because of hurricane talk, because of Russia, Middle Eastern talk of cutting more supply. Long story short, I personally don't really care to buy or play oil at this point. Let it come in. Natural gas, same thing. Just, it's dead man walking, dead money walking. Dollar, we talked about the volatility picking up, popping up again. It's a little overbought, in my opinion. Could it pull back? Will that help the market rally? Again, I don't know. I'm just more worried about dollar volatility, not necessarily whether it's up or down. I think it ultimately goes higher first, then collapses, but that's typically been the sequence, right? Bonds, gap down. We talked about taking profits somewhere up here. Is this the high or low? It's tough to know. I'd be probably curious to see what happens during OPEX if you have any desire to buy bonds. The VIX, as we said, would be waking up. Such a gift down here. People are like, you're crazy. The market's going this and the gap has to fill. I'm like, be careful what you overanalyze. Like, if you just told me the VIX was at 13, I don't care where the market's at. I think it's probably a good short. And look, so far so good. Struggling with the 120-day cross for now. We'll see. I mean, again, it's middle of the day. I don't know. VIX kind of near the low of the days at this point, but it just continues to climb. We talked about the showing, leading up. SPY, hitting the 20-day, hitting the zone of support for now. Giving back. Could it bounce a little bit? I mean, it's always in the back of my mind. If I was going to anticipate the market in here, this is the playbook for next week going into a triple witching OPEX. Drop, pop, and then fall the following week. Again, get choppy. Now, where is the levels that which it performs? Well, this is where you're going to have to really pay attention if you want to give that much effort. If you short up here, there's really nothing much to do. Maybe at some point early next week you hedge, because they'll try to kill some options by maybe selling puts, selling calls on your leverage ETFs that are bearish, doing whatever you feel to hedge to sell premium, and then let it just kind of play out. QQQ. So much stuff going on. Again, the gap has to fill. Well, is it? If it's a professional gap, this gap didn't fill. We talk about these. Pro gaps don't have to fill. 20-day, 50-day. Again, I think it's just a matter of time before it goes lower. IWM. Talked about it showing weakness. Here you go. Coming down hard. Dia's up today. People are like, oh, I can't believe the Dow's up, market's down. It's like, no, it does. 30 stocks. A couple of them can lead up. We filled the gap yesterday, chopping here. Just remember, a downtrend is every day down, every minute down, every hour down. No, an uptrend is every minute up. No. These answers are so obvious, yet people get tied into this system of certainty where they're like, oh, if it's not going down every minute, it's an inflection point. It's like, okie dokie. Gold, we talked about it. Don't want to buy it until the Feds pivot. Well, look where we're at. Chopping. 200-day, 20-day. Silver, we talked about this. Leading. Liquidity, showing what's going on. Kapow, GDX, nothing but sideways to chop. Hits the 50-day, hits the back test of the trend line. Kapow, GDXJ. Again, nothing looks right. Just doesn't really look that good. So be careful, okay? AG, chop, 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 chop. AEM. I mean, I think these all get lowered. We talked about the best time will be buy miners is when the Feds pivot. They are going to get slammed. If you bought dust, you should just let this mother run. AEM or Newmont. Man, this thing looks bad. Looks like it's about to get pounded. PAAS. This thing looks like it's about to get pounded. It's just chopping around. When it breaks, it breaks. Let's get into tech. This is where it gets interesting. Taiwan Semi, we told you this thing was going to get burned. Nice little gap down. Could we chop around a little bit? I don't know. You're at some areas of support. Does it have to break all in one day? No. Could it? Yep. That's where I'm just telling you. Like, we don't really know. Just trade around your positions if you have to. But if you got great entry location, like imagine if you shorted Micron 70 plus level. I mean, are you really that hesitant? Like, really that quick to move? I don't know. AMD, we talked about this hitting 110, 111, 50-day fail. Here you go. NVIDIA, now there's rumors that a lot of their accounting makes no sense in their chip sales. I said the same thing when I reviewed the numbers. But again, I'm not an accountant. I have a finance degree. I do know a lot about finance, but it's like Madoff. Their numbers were just too like clean and too perfect. We'll see. Gap down, 20, 50-day. Even if today's a doji, who cares? Intellectual property. I don't know why I always say that, but interesting. It is making new highs. Can't argue with that. Let's draw out some trends just to see if we're how much further. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how the day goes. I mean, maybe IBM is the only beneficiary of all of this crap that's going on. We'll see. I mean, I guess you could fill the gap up here at 39. It is clearly defined logic, but that's part of the game, right? Not every stock is going to do everything the way you think it's going to do it, right? Like there's going to be times you just don't know. I would not go out and short Intel. I think Micron looks much easier. I think if you short NVIDIA, you're happy land. You're short some like other tech, feeling good. Adobe, we talked about 1.618. Keep an eye on it. Apple, told you you don't have to fill the gap, and you come right back down. The range lows, right back down. That China news, is it just a catalyst to start? I guess. Could we chop around for a little bit? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good. Amazon, chopping around. 20-day, 50-day, chopping around. I mean, a lot of these names, just you got to be patient. CRM, if you shorted the pop on this, seems logical, right? Let's see what happens up here in the 222 plus. Guggenheim seems to be holding up, rallying back here in the afternoon, I guess midday. And we'll see. I mean, all these things, it's like, who knows what it's going to look like at the close. That's why I'm just trying to warn people, be prepared. Meta, some interesting action going on with them, some lawsuits and all sorts of fun stuff at this point. If you shorted that pop, wow, congratulations. I know some people are looking at it. Nice work. Absolutely nice work. Microsoft, folks talked about shorting up here. It makes sense. I mean, it's just dead cat bouncing. NDAQ, this thing's dead cat bouncing. Wish it would have bounced more or later, but no, this thing got cooked. MicroStrategy, we said watching, chopping down here. Unless Bitcoin breaks, I mean, it's probably going to hold here, maybe 320 at some point. Netflix, anything up around 350s was a gift. So far, so good. Roblox, we talked about hitting the 20-day would be a gift. When you got above it, now you're giving it back with the market. Good old Tesla. If you shorted this at the 50-day yesterday, the day before, sorry, Tuesday, looking good. Johnson, SMH, sorry, almost forgot. At least last but not least, yeah, professional gap. Game over. Now, again, doesn't mean it can't just gap down and then chop for a few hours or days. Maybe it pops up to 152. Are you going to go, oh, see, it's game on? It's like, okay, we'll see what happens. Ten cuidado. All right, materials, chop, 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 chop. X, not much. Nucor, we talked about failing in the 172, 174 range. Caterpillar, if you shorted the open and then took the 4 or 5 points at the 20-day gift, it'll break. Just a matter of when. Give it time. VALE, chop in, hits up, fails. I mean, all these material names, they all look like they're, again, global growth, y'all. Arrow, retesting range lows. We talked about once the 100-day broke. I mean, it's got probably a 200-day touch coming. CCJ holding up. Uranium's been a little better. We'll see. I mean, riding the lightning, as I call it, the channel high. Nah, be careful. CF, we like material. We like these names, long them, but let them come in. Let them come in. Yesterday's candle, 2 days ago candle, this doesn't really look good. Mosaic, leading down. XDiv smoked. Retro. NTR, right? Not holding up that great. Okay. AA, speaking to you guys, said watch the volume. It looked pretty strong, but then it's like, all right, well, if the market's not strong, do you trust it? It's the same thing. People talking about like, oh, look at Walgreens or look at some of these stocks that had some huge volume at the lows. And it's like, all right, well, they really hold up with the market. That's the thing. Like, you're kind of pissing in the wind, hoping that they work. And it's like, they're not leaders. Who gives a crap? XLF filled the gap. Talked about it, chopping around. JP Morgan, we said this one's been lagging, making lower lows, lower highs. Watch this 100-day area. Maybe it needs a little time to chop. I don't know. Maybe we're getting the lunch rally that's going to get sold later. Morgan Stanley, we talked about dead cat bounce. Now it backs off. No worries. Goldman Sachs, right? Trend line. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Okay. Carry. Chopping. 100-day. Keep an eye on it. This thing could get pounded at some point. Again, there's evidence that things looking weak. XBI, talked about this being weak. Here you go. Lower lows, lower highs. Gets up into the 80s. Failure. Solar, we talked about this. It was digging a dead cat bounce. You got it. Now look at today's action. Ooh. Is this going to be a doji sandwich? If you don't know what that is, check it out. Worth Googling. Doji sandwich. It's a doji between two big red candles. Like it's a continuation formation potentially. Sedge, I mean, these all look absolutely crap. Maybe they rally. I don't know. They're slightly oversold. First Solar, if you shorted up here, see, looking good. HYG, and we talked about this being all over the place. Interesting. It's trying to bounce, but is it really going to get through the 20, 50, 100, and 200 day all at once? No way. Let's end it with oil and gas. Oil taking a siesta. Not surprised. I mean, at some point, I'd watch this 3-day range. I think if you could take that short, honestly. UNG. God, this has been dog. I mean, I've been trying to warn people. I don't know why people keep asking. XOP warned folks too. Said this could be a novice gap trap up here. All right, so far it's looking like it. It's not breaking out, right? ExxonMobil gets up, chopping. Another long wick here. Watch the close. Some of these names don't look good, y'all. Oxy gets up into this range up in the mid 60s. XDiv today. PX Dizzle. 245, we talked about it. I said maybe this is a novice gap trap, and that long wick signified game over. It's looking very game over-ish. EQT, we talked about hitting the mid 40s and flopping. There you go. Breaks the 50-day. Watch out. Flex LNG. Keep an eye on this one long term. I like the dividend yield. This will be a buy at some point if we're exporting natural gas. All right, folks, if you have any questions, please reach out. I appreciate all the love, the generous donations, the like, subscribe. Do whatever you got to do to support the channel. I appreciate it. It's giving to get. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And if I don't talk to you soon, I will talk to you this weekend. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.